guys and welcome back to the channel. Today we're here for the Portuguese Grand Prix round number 3 of the Aspect Racing F1 team, my team, career mode. Before we head into potential spoilers, I recommend to go back and watch the Emilia-Romagna and the Bahrain Grand Prix. And yeah, let's head into the spoilers, so if you haven't seen them, go on them. And let's actually first get the sponsor. I think we're gonna go with Gedankenübertragung, because no DNFs in the team is probably the easiest for now. And as you can see, we've scored twice. We've scored points twice in Bahrain and in Imola. Really happy with that. It's gonna be really tough to keep that momentum going, as I'm not too quick around Portugal. But anyway, we'll give it our very best shot. Looks like we have a decent amount of R&D points we could potentially spend on upgrade. We're gonna spend it on a chassis upgrade, and we're gonna move it in the timeline as the engine upgrade comes in, which is good. Get some more points. As we have a department personnel we have an opportunity coming up to book some time with ex-driver because we on a consultant to assist experience for our team drivers to get some insights and some of the higher experience in Formula 1. Should we go ahead? I think that as it's gonna give Matsushita some more racecraft, which is definitely gonna help, as we just about can't make the next R&D upgrade. As you can see, we're gonna find resource points generation on the durability.
You're not currently in a rivalry. Sooner or later, you'll probably be asked by the media who you consider to be your rival.
Anyway,
think carefully who you select, as while you will receive a claim for beating them, you'll lose a claim if you fail to do so.
Pretty easy when we head to Austria, Spa, and so on. But we have arrived. It's time for the Portuguese Grand Prix. So here we are then at the end of practice. 800 R&D points for the team. Decent, as I think we'll be able to make more upgrades to the car. And as you will see in a second, we're gonna have rain in qualifying and the race. So it's definitely gonna be interesting. I'm not gonna use a wet weather setup because the rain in the race, and I don't know if it will start dry or if it starts in the wet. But anyway, that will be very interesting. Let's see if we can do any upgrades before we head into qualifying. The only ones we could do is this one, and we're gonna go ahead and do it as well. And yeah, with that said, let's jump into the short qualifying session. So here we are then. As you can see, it's inclusion for the race. We're gonna start, looks like we're starting on dries, and then we might have a transition to the rain. So that's gonna be interesting. Setup wise, I don't even know if I have a up-to-date setup. I think I do. So let's definitely add some wind. For the rain, tire selectors interest. Fuel wise, we are gonna take a bit more fuel so we can do a couple laps. Then we'll come back in and go for the second set of runs. So without further ado, let's go out and try and find some pace in these next conditions.
Take it easy to start with. The track's wet.
So coming to the end of our first lap then. Cross the line, what is it gonna be? It's 28.4, currently ahead of Nicholas.
radar suggests that this heavy rain will be with us for a while now.
So end of lap number 2. About 9/10 stop. Where's this gonna put us? Puts us ahead of Lance. It's just gonna be who can set the lap time the latest on the session, when the track is gonna be at its best. So across the line we're gonna improve again by 3/10. Keeps us in P13, but only one turned up broken. So let's go back into the pits, refuel, and go for the final set of laps at the end of the session. So here we are then back in the garage with 6 minutes to go. We are gonna head out on the final lap for the final couple of flying laps and see if we can get anywhere near the top 10 on the grid.
Are you alright? Engine off, engine off.
That's not what I hoped for. Again, we make a mistake on traction in qualifying, and that is us out of qualifying for the Portuguese Grand Prix. Not what I had hoped for, as we just lose the rear. I mean, there's no other way to put it. We come out of the corner, we lose the rear, and we're into the wall. So let's see where we've ended the session. We were P13, but I don't know where we might be now. Second retirement in 2 races, not ideal, but if we somehow again manage to salve points, that would be great. As here we go, it's gonna be
Let's review our top 3 today. Hamilton, Verstappen and Sergio Perez. With qualifying complete, all that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
I definitely think we could have been P11, that's for sure. But anyway, we'll take P14 with 2 arms wide open. That's pretty solid. Nobuharu P18, not ideal, but if he would have not crashed, gone out at the end on low fuel, I think we definitely could have gotten P11. So it's unfortunate, but we move on to the race on Sunday.
Towns in the Algarve and a breathtaking destination that brings tourists from all around the world to the shores of southern Portugal. Today it's the backdrop for the latest round of the Formula One World Championship, and with a circuit this wide, we could be in for a lot of exciting wheel-to-wheel action today. 2.9 miles of track at Portimao featuring 15 turns, 9 to the right and 6 to the left. There's a lot going on here, a lot of elevation changes that will affect the driver's braking and acceleration. Keep an eye out for the DRS zone on the final straight. That will be the setup for a lot of today's overtaking chances. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
There are 3 main things to worry about there, Crofty. Positioning, awareness and discipline. First, you have to put your car in a bit of space and make sure you have room to react to what the others are doing. Then you have to watch your mirrors and listen to the sounds around you to get a sense of where everyone is. And finally, just don't get too greedy. Just because a gap exists doesn't always mean you should go for it.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Leclerc, Daniel Ricciardo and Bottas, Sainz, Gasly, Tsunoda and Sebastian Vettel, Ocon, Fernando Alonso, Lando Norris, the owner-driver, Stroll, Russell, Kimi Raikkonen and Nobuharu Matsushita. Giovinazzi, Mick Schumacher, Latifi and Nikita Mazepin. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
So here we are then on the grid for the Portuguese Grand Prix. You can see soft medium is selected. We're not going to start on the mediums because I don't think we'll make it to the rain, and there's not going to be enough rain for interest. 17.8 laps of fuel, so 0.8 extra. And without further ado, let's jump into their action. Round number 3 of our season, going to try and get a good start. Fire the lights are on, let's lights out, and away we go with the round number 3, of course, a roller coaster track for Norris. We do get a good start, just going to try and play it safe right. Send it down the inside, sometimes you do ask myself. We lose so much ground that we're going to send it down the inside here. Got caught up on the curb though.
Some information on Schumacher. Caution, the virtual safety car has just been deployed due to a build-up of debris on the track. They're retiring from the race. There have been further incidents out on the track, so the officials are moving to a full safety car.
From Bahrain, we are going to take this opportunity to pit for the mediums.
Nobuharu is in the pits. Nobuharu in the pits. Go.
Now
Exit
we get the
now. We're racing on the exit.
That's a joke.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
So here we are then on the safety car restart. Let's see if we can get a good launch. Potentially overtake Giovinazzi.
The track is clear. Green flag.
Green flag running once again. He's not gonna be close enough, so we don't have to defend that position. We're gonna go for a send here, like Nikita. Again we get caught up on the curve, just lose us a bunch of time. We do get past. We go for a big send down the inside of Nicholas and George. The outside line OP, which means, well, he's OP, which means George is able to hang on. But we have the faster car and the fresher mediums, so let's see how we fit on. I think we might go for a send into here down the inside of George Russell though. He does just about keep his nose in, so you have to give him some movement, go all the way around the outside of the final corner. We do run off track. Can we cut him off? No, we can't, but he backs out. So we do get the position for now, but I'm afraid he's gonna instantly re-overtake, so we're gonna straight give the slipstream to Nicholas and give it to George. So hopefully they go side by side into turn 1. So we gain some time.
Gap to teammate behind is 1.8 seconds.
So here we go then. On Nikita Mazepin, we're gonna go down the inside. It's a cleaner move than with George. And he's not able to keep it side by side, so we're going to cut across to the apex as early as we dare, so he can pre-challenge. So on to lap number 6 we go then. P15 for now, which is pretty solid improvement.
Okay, the stewards have now enabled DRS.
Still none of the leaders. Oh yes, some cars are boxing. Nearly thought there everyone's going to stay out one more lap, but luckily couple of cars are boxing, so we're definitely going to get into the points, which is exactly what we need. Let's ask Jeff again.
We don't think it's going to stay dry for much longer. The rain could come at any moment. Watch out. Dries seem like the fastest tyre.
Rain could come at any moment. More cars into the pit lane as I think this is it. It hasn't started raining yet, as we are up to provisional P5s. I think, just as I said, so it has started. So let's see how quickly it comes down. We're about 3 seconds ahead of the race leader, Lewis Hamilton. So once again, this audacious strategy call will definitely pay off. 5.5 seconds ahead of Max. So just gonna try and hold on. Somehow I'm hoping the rain comes soon, like in more than 1 lap's time, but like in 2 laps. So we get into interest quickly. But anyways, still looking pretty good. Cars ahead will of course box. So we should be in net P1, at least I hope, for 1 second, as Lewis will definitely overtake us into turn 1. That's for sure. As yeah, the leaders are, well, the leaders on track are pitting as well. So looks like the rain has just come in time. 7 laps to go. Let's see how quickly it's gonna pour down. Here comes Lewis Hamilton. We're just gonna let him go. There's no point in defending. We might be able to get DRS into the hairpin, but not much more than that. There's Checo Slicks. We might get DRS as out of the pit lane comes Checo Perez. So I think Checo was the leading Red Bull. As yes, we'll definitely get DRS, as it's not a really smart place to lock up. But anyway, now we just need to pray that it's gonna pour down in buckets. So through the final corner we go. We let Checo, we let Checo past. So we get DRS. Max is gonna go to the outside. He's boxed in, which easily lets us pass Checo again. So great car placing from us there, as Hamilton has absolutely checked out of this race. I am gonna hold up the bulls, because if he turns to interest, that is gonna make a difference. So gonna not defend the inside, because we know the outside line is OP. As I definitely just jinxed that. Gonna try and re-challenge him though. Gonna go down the inside through the fast left. We're gonna push him wide, and somehow we manage to hold on. But he's again gonna get the switch back, and this time we will probably not have DRS. So now I try once more. We're gonna switch to the inside. We're gonna go for a send, as very, very aggressive driving there from Sergio Perez, as it's not really what I expected. Past goes Max Verstappen. Not much we can do. Bottas will get us in a lap's time as well. So here we are then, moving on to lap number 14. I think we might even be able, as what has Bottas just done there? I think we might
the car in front is
be able
2.7 seconds.
to get P5 again, if we play it smart. As I hope we didn't get any damage there. Here comes Charles Leclerc. We're going to use all of our battery.
Okay,
So it goes to the outside. Where on the IC, you don't really care about that. Down the inside of turn 1 we go to hold on. We absolutely perfectly hit that apex. You can see it trail down to P7. So worst case for P7, best case for P4. That's already good. As I'm sorry, but why would you send it into there, Charles?
Okay, clear.
I don't know why the AI do it, but I mean, I'm definitely not gonna flashback that for Charles, because it's just so brainless. But we don't really care. Half a lap to go. Just keep it on the track, and we'll get P4 for the best result of the season so far. bit more than one more sector to go, and Gasly's again gonna send it. I thought it would happen, so we leave the room, but it's unable to make the move stick. We're gonna go semi-defensive into yours. Lewis Hamilton wins the race. He's actually gonna get the run. So side by side through the penultimate corner. I thought we'd get the exit. We lose the rear twice. Sainz is gonna try and go down the inside of us as we head to the line. It's gonna be P4 for another great result for Aspect Racing F1.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
And that's it then for the Portuguese Grand Prix, and what a sensational victory they've managed to pull off here. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
Well, they played the safety car to absolute perfection. There are so many factors to worry about once the race is neutralised. I mean, do you pit for fresh rubber? Do you have the space behind you? How much fuel can you save? If you answer all of those questions correctly, you'll have a good chance. And that's exactly what happened today.
Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again. Let's have a quick look at how the driver standings have changed. It wasn't the best weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage at the top has been reduced. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
I'm going to give it to the owner-driver today. There was a lot going on all down the field, but they were the only one who I really felt maximised their potential.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. No change in the top spot, but with today's points, their hold on the lead is getting weaker. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time? Be sure to join us again as we continue to bring you the latest excitement in Formula One.
So that was it, guys. Once again amazed P14 to P4 in a very tricky race. We know the AI are absolutely OP when there's mixed conditions, slicks on a dry track or when it's becoming dry and we're still on the inters. So really happy once again we have managed to get the points, keep the point streak going. We've passed Ferrari where we're equal on points, which is really solid for the first season, for the first 3 races as well. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe. Go check out Aspect's channel, as his channel is going to be linked in the description below.